Hey YouTube viewers, welcome back to Venro Wolf Reviews, and this is part 2 of Sonic the Hedgehog OVA versus Super Mario Bros. The Great Mission to Rescue Princess Peach. So then, let's press the resume button on this movie gaming battle and begin with Best Music. The Sonic OVA movie mostly consists of songs with electro themes that are meant to get you pumped, and each music soundtrack is set in specific scenes that blend in perfectly with what's happening, which makes all the scenes even better. Like the soundtrack of the action sequence I talked about called From the Land of Darkness, where, you guessed it, Sonic and Tails first enter the Land of Darkness and start avoiding all the traps. The music suits the tone of the fast-paced action amazingly well, and the same soundtrack returns for Sonic and Metal Sonic's final battle, which blends in great, as well as adding to the tension of the fight on who's going to win. And then there's the song called Memories, from where Sonic and Tails find the city of the ancient relics, where it's all dark and ominous. The soundtrack adds to the uneasy feeling that there's something mysterious about this city and gets you questioning its origins. But I think the two best songs of the Sonic OVA movie are the Land of the Sky theme and the song Look Alike. The Land of the Sky theme is the first song we listen to, and it returns when Sonic and Metal begin their rematch at the North Pole. This song is amazing to listen to because it sounds so free-spirited, upbeat, and really gets you excited for the action. The song Look Alike is the ending credits vocal song for the movie, and it's interesting and really weird to listen to. When reading the title, it seems like the type of song that's about Sonic and Metal Sonic because, they both look alike, and it is. But when you listen carefully to the lyrics, they're so absurd and hilarious, such as the lyrics, "On the Sonic, riding my bike, on this planet, drinking my coffee," and of course, "Ice and water, steak and cow, autumn this year and last year, clap and turn, rain and cloud, A, B, C, D, Tuesday, Wednesday, so is Friday, how about moons and headlights, what I say and what I think, A, B, C, D, E, F. What on planet Freedom does any of this stuff mean? Well, most of these things are made from the same materials, are in a way reflections of each other, and do, well, look alike, so I guess it kinda makes sense. But I can't help but think that this song was intentionally made to be bizarre and ridiculously over the top. But the vocals are really good, and the music sounds pretty techno and retro, so as weird as it is, it's a cool song and should be listened to just to hear how interesting it is. So overall, the music in this movie is great, really heart-pumping, and is one of the strong points of the Sonic OVA movie. Now for the music in the Super Mario movie. It consists of the iconic songs from the games we all know and love, and has at least 3 main original vocal songs too. I don't think I need to explain the songs from the games because we're familiar with them, so I'm just going to say that they're catchy and iconic tunes that we've grown used to, and go straight into talking about the original songs. The 3 original songs that are in the movie, although they're not the kind of music I'm into, I admit are pretty decent. Doki Doki Do It is kind of a catchy, cheerful, and uplifting song that plays during the opening credits and all the Mario and Luigi traveling montages that get you optimistic about their quest. Crystal Ball and My Love Adieu are both songs with similar melodies that are really sweet and heartwarming to listen to, but what I think where these songs differ are from what they represent. Crystal Ball plays when Mario has finally collected all the power-ups and starts heading to Bowser's castle on a flying pirate ship, so I think it's supposed to mean that all of his hopes and dreams of defeating Bowser and marrying Peach are possible of coming true. Now that he has all the power-ups, he should feel triumphant. While My Love Adieu plays when he's captured in the Goomba's dungeon and starts having his dreams of dancing with Princess Peach, and then it comes back during the movie's ending credits, which represents that Mario and Luigi's journey is now over and his dream of being with Peach is only that, a dream. So then, which movie wins this round? Well, I think I'm going to go with the Sonic OVA movie, because although the Mario movie has a mix of soundtracks from the games and a couple of original songs, the Sonic OVA movie goes the extra mile of making a variety of its own original soundtracks that get you excited for the events. Although it would have been great hearing the classic Sonic songs, the movie doesn't rely on them when it easily could have done that. All the music is made for the Sonic OVA movie alone. Now for the 3 original songs in the Mario movie. Although they're good on their own right, I don't think they compare to the awesome, blood-pumping, suspenseful, and thrilling techno soundtracks that the Sonic OVA movie has to offer. And if there's one thing that's always been a perfect combination with Sonic the Hedgehog, it's music. So the winner for best music is the Sonic OVA movie. Alright everyone, here it is, the final comparison of these two movies. This round will be the character analysis. Sonic in this movie is very snarky, appears disinterested in anything, is pretty careless, but genuinely cares for his friends, knows when to bring his A game when things are at stake, and when push comes to shove, he's determined to do what he can to save the world. There are many instances throughout the movie that shows these traits, like when Old Man Owl's rocket catches on fire, or when Robotnik first tells everyone about the robot generator exploding. Sonic is at first shown being in complete disinterest of doing anything, but when everyone shows that they really need his help, despite being hesitant, he puts on his running shoes and gets into action. Not to mention, he has a pretty cool and epic line in the movie. "You might know everything I'm going to do, but that's not going to help you since I know everything you're going to do. Strange, isn't it?" Now, a common criticism I've often heard when people talk about this film is that, why did Sonic try to save Metal from the magma when he was just trying to kill him and destroy the land of the sky, which was Metal's sole purpose of creation in the first place? And I've often wondered this myself. I mean, even Tails and Knuckles question Sonic's motive and both tell him not to go through with it, but I think I figured out why. Sonic tried to save him because after seeing Metal Sonic save the life of the president and Old Man Owl, Sonic probably saw that there might be good in Metal after all, and if there was a chance that there was good inside Metal, then it was a shot he was going to take. So overall, in this movie, Sonic is a true hero. Tails is a joyful, optimistic, and resourceful character. He's Sonic's best friend and is there to help Sonic in fights against the robots and Dr. Robotnik. He's a smart genius who thinks of the plans, is more independent, but still wants to be there for Sonic at times when he needs him the most. Two really good scenes for Tails' character are when Sonic is stuck to Metal Robotnik's glue. What's worse is that water is rising around him, which would have caused Sonic to drown, but Tails springs into action by putting his bodyboard practice skills to the test by grabbing a piece of concrete and surfing the way to grab Sonic. This demonstrates his resourcefulness by saving Sonic's life and giving a great payoff to his surfing skills, which most of us probably thought at the beginning of this movie was of no importance. An even better scene is when Tails helps Sonic defeat Metal Sonic by rewiring the navigator that Robotnik gave to him to transfer Sonic's personality into Metal Sonic. Tails was able to figure out that the Navigator and Metal Sonic are made from the same parts and learned that Sonic's and Metal's minds are connected as if they were identical twins. Without Tails rewiring the Navigator, Sonic wouldn't have been able to beat Metal Sonic. Metal would have destroyed the Land of the Sky. In other words, Tails is the ultimate backup support. Knuckles, instead of being portrayed as a total hothead that's kind of idiotic, is mostly chill and laid back, who can get easily ticked off. He came to Sonic and Tails' rescue when they were losing their fight against Metal Robotnik. He's actually pretty smart by helping Tails repair the tornado and tells everyone on how Metal Sonic is going to destroy the Land of the Sky because of him being a treasure hunter. He's been all over Planet Freedom and knows the planet better than anyone. If it wasn't for Knuckles, Sonic and Tails would have been killed by Metal Robotnik, and they never would have found out Dr. Robotnik's plans on how he was going to use Metal Sonic to destroy the Land of the Sky. And as other people have pointed out, he's wearing a cowboy hat with single-star Dragon Balls on it, and it complements his style. But sadly, the hat burns and dies when Knuckles dug a hole into the glacier to stop all the magma. Rest in peace, Knuckles' hat. But Knuckles does jump to conclusions, and as I already stated, he can be easily irritated, like when he immediately assumed Sarah was working with Dr. Robotnik, got angered, and went into a brief argument with the president while also ignoring his questions and hit Sonic on the head as a way of getting back at Sonic for doing the same thing, even though Sonic didn't notice because he was too busy with his fight against Metal Sonic. Sarah is a fine enough character. Now, she is your stereotypical whining, rich, teenage daddy's girl, a bit of a damsel in distress, and can get annoying on how much she complains, shouts, and cries, but she does try to help out the gang in stopping Dr. Robotnik. Well, sort of. She's not entirely there crying for Sonic and friends to come rescue her because she's constantly fighting back at Dr. Robotnik by clawing, screaming, refusing on both marrying him and letting him kill Sonic. When Sonic was being choked by Metal, she fights back at Metal Sonic despite not having a chance at winning. And when Metal Sonic dies at the end, Sonic is depressed by this, and it's Sarah who tries comforting Sonic, reminding him that it isn't like him to be sad after saving the world. I do find it strange that the movie has a bunch of not-so-hidden innuendos all tied to Sarah, like Dr. Robotnik actually wanted to force Sarah to marry him even though she looks 16. Sonic blushes and twitches when he crashes on Robotnik's rocket because Metal Sonic is looking up at Sarah's skirt and she's kicking at him. And since Metal Sonic has Sonic's life data, that means Sonic is seeing and feeling the same thing. When Tails gets shot out of the sky and rolls into a snowball, he crashes into Knuckles and Sarah and he accidentally touches Sarah's chest, with Knuckles thinking that Tails did it on purpose. And when Tails tells Knuckles to stop the magma that's pouring out of the glacier, Knuckles is hesitant about doing it until he's motivated by Sarah, with her asking if he would try for her, and then she kisses Knuckles on the cheek, which is what convinces Knuckles to stop all the magma from destroying the ice bridge. Oh wait, I get it now. This is a Japanese animated movie. So even though Sarah cries a lot, she at least tries to help out her friends, which makes her an alright character. Oh yeah, she also thinks Knuckles is a mole, refers to Sonic as her Sonic, and has kitty ears and a tail. Now, for Dr. Robotnik, he's the evil and funny genius we all know him as. He makes evil plans to kill Sonic, destroy the Land of the Sky, which would cause the deaths of all the innocent people living there, and tries to force Sarah to marry him. He's definitely a very capable villain, as he nearly succeeded in killing our heroes when he was piloting Metal Robotnik and destroyed the Navigator the moment he found out how Tails was using it. But he also goes through a lot of slapstick when he gets beat up by Sarah, how the holographic projection of Planet Freedom and the copy of Sonic's life data blows up in his face, just like all of his plans. Dr. Robotnik is a total mad and hilarious scientist. I'm not really going to go into detail talking about the President and Old Man Owl because there's not that much to talk about. The President is a likable coward, while Old Man Owl is the unfunny but harmless comic relief, and that's pretty much all there is to their characters. They're okay, but mainly just there. Finally, there's Metal Sonic, and he's awesome. Metal is well animated, with a perfect design that looks intimidating and cute. Throughout the movie, he has a single facial expression that says both, "Whatever, I don't care," and "I'm ready to kill." And he's constantly giving Sonic a nearly impossible to win fight, showing that he's a major threat. But throughout the movie, when more of Sonic's personality is transferred into Metal, he becomes more like Sonic and shows that he wants to take Sonic's place as the real Sonic. A great example of Metal becoming more like the real Sonic is when they meet again for the rematch at the North Pole. Sonic brushes his finger against his nose, trying to be all cool and snarky, and says, "So now we can get down to the real fight. The last Sonic standing will be the winner." Metal Sonic does the exact same thing, makes a couple of cute beeping sounds, and Sonic is able to understand and translate it into a full sentence. "What? This planet isn't big enough for both of us and one of us has to go?" Sonic's personality being transferred into Metal is probably the reason why he saved the President and Old Man Owl and made him realize he's just a robot and feels like that's why he needs to die. Because, as Metal Sonic puts it, there is only one Sonic. So overall, the Sonic characters are interesting, likable, and developed enough to get you to care about them and find them interesting to watch. Now it's time to compare the characters from the Super Mario movie. Mario in this movie is kind of charming, but mainly fine enough. You can see how much he loves Princess Peach and wants to rescue her so they can be together. That's one thing to like about Mario, and does get you to root for him. It's his devotion for the mission to save her. Not to mention, he does have a few funny moments. In particular, the scene where he bites Luigi's nose to pretend they taste disgusting to avoid getting eaten is pretty funny, but that's all there is to his character. He's okay. But one thing that's a little irritating about him is that at the final battle against Bowser, a bowl of rice teleports out of nowhere right before he's supposed to eat the superstar power-up. And he's just like, "Wow, a bowl of rice? I'm going to eat some real quick." What is he doing? This is his moment to save Peach, and he just wastes it to eat some rice, which is what causes him to lose the superstar power-up. It doesn't ruin his character, it's just kind of cringeworthy to watch. And he does ultimately prevail in defeating Bowser and freeing the Mushroom Kingdom. In the end, Mario in the movie is alright. Luigi is a decent and funny character. His motive is to help his brother save Princess Peach, but he mainly wants to get gold. It's entertaining just seeing him go crazy trying to collect gold coins while Mario focuses on the mission. This obsession with gold coins actually helps Mario proceed on his journey, which can either be a good or a bad thing depending on how you look at it. And that's because, although it's humorous seeing Luigi do whatever he can to get gold, at the same time, he leaves Mario by himself to pursue Bowser when they finally reach his castle, while Luigi, you guessed it, goes off alone to get gold. In fact, the only reason Mario regained the star power-up is because Luigi was mining for gold coins. Once again, this doesn't ruin either of their characters, because Luigi still ends up helping Mario, and his gold obsession didn't take away from his charm. It's actually what makes him funny. Luigi is probably the most entertaining character out of all of them. Bowser is his usual evil self. He kidnaps Peach, tries to force her to marry him, and takes over her kingdom. What else is new? Except the movie does do something with his character. There is one scene where Bowser says he truly loves Princess Peach. He tries to make her happy by shapeshifting into different things just to make her laugh, which would almost be nice of him. Almost. If it wasn't for the fact that he still kidnapped her, took over her kingdom, and turned her subjects into stone. Now that's always been Bowser's whole thing in the games, which totally works there, but giving him a few scenes in the movie where he claims he really loves her doesn't work because of all the evil things he's done to her and her kingdom. It doesn't even matter either way because for the rest of the movie, Bowser just goes back to being full-on evil. And there's not much else I can say about him. He's just evil. But the worst character in the Super Mario Bros. Movie is the nobody prince that was forced in at the last minute. The prince's name depends on what version of the movie you're watching. His name is either Toadstool or Haru. For this review, I'm going to call him Prince Haru, but he sure is a toadstool. So anyway, Prince Haru was the caterpillar dog that joined the Mario Brothers at the beginning of their journey and was actually a pretty cute and funny character. But the moment he turned back to normal, he ruined everything. He was with the Mario Brothers the whole time and saw all the hard efforts Mario went through to save Princess Peach. And he knew how much Mario wanted to be with her, but the instant he transforms into his real self, he just swoops in and makes himself the one Peach ends up with. The prince is awful, and what's worse is that Peach was misleading Mario that they might be together. Now, Princess Peach is a good character in the games, but in this movie, she kind of sucks. She spent the entire time doing nothing but be a damsel in distress, crying for Mario to rescue her. Now, just like Bowser, that's always been Peach's thing in the games, and it works there because it's mainly a video game series that prioritizes gameplay over anything else, but the movie kind of makes her character worse because when Mario does save her, it turns out she was going to be with Haru instead of Mario. Peach in the movie is nothing more than an annoying heartbreaker. The Mario movie characters all range from pretty funny to okay to terrible. So overall, the Sonic movie wins again because the characters all have their own personality, charm, and character dynamic. Don't get me wrong, the Super Mario characters are iconic in the games, there's no denying that, but for the characters in the 1986 Mario movie, not so much. The winner for best characters is the Sonic OVA movie. Okay, game over. Let's round up the score points. In all the categories, the Sonic OVA movie triumphs over the Super Mario Bros. Movie. Although the Sonic movie is by no means perfect, it's still a cool action-adventure with likable characters, great visuals, and a unique and creative story. The Super Mario movie isn't bad. It's a pretty enjoyable flick to watch, but the cop-out ending can make you feel like the journey was unsatisfying. Maybe that was the point, that you can't always be with the person you love and should just be happy for them and know that you did the right thing. It actually does make sense, but if that's the meaning, it was forced in out of nowhere. I feel like I have to talk about the endings of these two movies. The final scene of the Sonic OVA movie has the perfect ending, with Sonic running off into the horizon while everyone else is chasing after him because he's way past cool, while the ending of the Super Mario Bros. Movie is a random old lady shrieking in joy because she got the pie ingredients from Bowser, who for some reason is working at Mario and Luigi's grocery store. Ultimately, the winner of this versus matchup is the Sonic OVA movie. I hope you've all enjoyed my first two videos. This was a lot of fun, and I can't wait to see you guys again in the next video. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. You're on Venro Wolf Reviews, and this has been Sonic the Hedgehog OVA versus Super Mario Bros. The Great Mission to Rescue Princess Peach. Before I end this video, I'd like to make several shoutouts to the good people in my life who helped me start my YouTube channel. First, to my older brother Ricky for making my thumbnails and helping me edit my videos. To my cousin Sal for making my logo. To my cousin Giovanni for recommending me to film more. And to my youngest brother Kenny and oldest brother Axel for giving me the criticism I needed. And as my mom always says, look around, be observant.